Tall words of blades that never fall, debated warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. In the ring we stand tall, words are blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave, every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited minds sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena there's no chance to escape the vibrant lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Be heard. Will be heard. Will be heard. Will be heard.
Spartans! What is your profession?
What is what is going on, everybody? We're back at it with another stream, another episode. Of course, you know where you're at. Spartan SU Network. I am your host, Ghost or Sparta. Of course, we're talking about a topic that is it's home for me. Battle with yourself, overcoming personal struggles and growth. Before we get into it, I want to get my boy in here. We all know him as Black David. He likes being called Barrack Paul. But tonight, he is known as Little Groot, or as my boy David, excuse me, Eric likes to call him. It's called Baby Groot. David, what's up, my man?
It's either Bear Paw or Black David. I ain't baby good, nothing small on me, okay?
Can I call you Black Groot instead?
That ain't even gonna work. Groot is skinny and when it's like this. That look this skinny to you?
No, but it's funnier.
Nothing big on me that say Groot. It all say beef, muscle, bear, paw.
All right, David. This is a personal subject of mine.
That's a lot of people.
So, what do you think about this subject?
Battle with yourself, overcome personal struggle. Now that is considered to be a rite of passage for any man. No one have a perfect life. I don't. Go to all kind of crazy struggles, which I have too many times. At the ripe age of 46, going to 47, that struggle never ends. You fight your own personal demons. You fight your own personal headaches. Sometimes you fight your own personal family members. You try not to, you know, but you can't do that because in some places, hmm, but this is an ongoing struggle whereby if you're not learning from your past mistakes, if you're not trying to grow, if you're not trying to see what your path had lead you to, then you'll be in this ever ending cycle of repeating the same thing over and over. Oh, excuse me, Eric. I ain't no hooligan. I mean, maybe you're referring to Wally.
You got
Okay,
fucking at it already.
okay. They were bringing yesterday's show onto this show. This is a different topic. When we on the Anime Unlock, we are allowed to act the way we want to act. All right, well, Eric, you worse than us, so don't even go there.
Well,
Don't you dare.
let's be honest here, David. Last night, me and Wally got into it pretty heated. Vegeta is not better than Goku. That's all I'm gonna say. And the
You,
main argument
and,
of the
and you,
episode.
are you trying to trigger Wild to come right up in here to continue the argument from yesterday's show on this platform?
Oh please, I wish he would come up. Actually, I didn't send him the link.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm letting you know right off the bat. It is not my fault why they coming up here blazing, gun loaded. It's not me. We're here for a different
Eric, I'm gonna
topic.
kick you in the ass.
Oh, you're referring to oh.
All right, shots
Yeah.
fire. I got you, boy. I got you.
Uh, this is why we call it Spartan HQ Network. This like a Spartan arena. Everybody come in, they were fists unlocked, gun uncocked, bazooka really checked, let it run loose, you know, that kind of thing. You be yourself here. That way you all have Spartan name. That why my Spartan name is Bear Paw. And you see my symbol, big dude, big arm, bad looking dude. That don't look like baby Groot to me. Doesn't.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
I love my
No,
button.
I know you love your button, but I'm telling you, nothing's here good. If I gotta get that logo on a T-shirt and it say Bear Paw, underneath and on the back.
When
It's
did you get back in your opening thoughts, Big
on
Mouth?
the back on the back. They see me stepping on goat. So this is not baby goat. Then you understand. Anyway, after saying about the show, this is for anybody, mostly guys and girls, but I say for guys because one, we're in the dilemma whereby men are put into question, our masculinity is put into question, our identity is put into question, how we are supposed to be or how we're supposed to be built is put into question. So to speak, they think everything supposed to be super easy. Really? Like, come on. No
And
one is
that is
perfect
my
in this
issue,
world.
David, because we're supposed to be co emotion sometimes, and sometimes you can't be that person. Unfortunately, as many times, like, and this conversation I had with my chef recently, like, oh, back in the day, I'm like, my dude, but I don't give a shit what kind of chef you had throwing shit at you and like that. I'm like, no.
No, what they're saying back in the day, they get that apple with a metal spoon behind their head.
Maybe that too.
Next.
But
Okay then.
my point is trying to get to with this is there's something that everybody battles with. I have my struggles. You have your struggles. We all have our struggles, David. Let's be straight up here. But is how do we face those struggles? That the question is.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Facing the struggle. I'm one of the kind of people who can be brutally blunt about struggles and what it does to you and what it meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
I try to find the lesson, the meaning behind everything I go through, what is the reason behind it. Why do I have to go through it? If it's meant to be, what it forced upon me, if it was forced upon me, why? What was the reason behind it?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm someone or something that offends something else, I don't know. Is it because of I'm related to somebody? I don't. The life we live in these world today is it's ridiculous.
I agree.
This past 3 or 4 years from no, let me say wrong. The past 5 to 6 years have been those one of those type of era in my life where I'm questioning a lot of things like why, just why, what the point of all this, but why? If I didn't trigger this on you to do this to me, but why? And it got me to a place. If you're from a different cultural background, it goes deeper. I'm a Canadian born Nigerian. Both my mother and father are from Nigeria. Both my mother and father are deceased. And to be told that something in your family is plotting against you, I'm like, for what? What did I do to get the heat? What did I do where the disdain, you're being told this has been going on since your youth? I'm like, okay, something's wrong with this shit right here. Like, what's up? I'm not there. I'm not in the motherland, which I should be by now. I'm not causing no havoc, which I'm not. But when you come from a background whereby the type of shit you go through will never make sense on American soil, people think you're crazy. Like, y'all live in a bubble. A lot of us from third world, we don't live in a bubble, we live in reality. Like, thing is not always what it seems to be or sound out to be or crack up to be. You'll be in some weird situation, you ask yourself, why me? Now, if you take it negatively, that is your choice. If you take it positively, that's still your choice. If you take it neutrally, you don't make any sense, that's still your choice. It's how you move through every situation. It determines the type of mental, what type of mode you came from, or how you say what kind of cloth you were cut from. That's the thing. Some people can't handle pressure, let's be real though. And we've seen that a whole lot in the US as of lately. So we'll talk about battle with yourself. Some people can't even battle with themselves. They want to take someone and do the job for them.
The thing,
Ironically.
The thing we don't understand sometimes is how far the mind can push itself. Sometimes you're sitting there screaming at the top of your lungs and you're asking for help and you don't get it. As much times you're asking for it, you don't get it. And
That
if
word
you've ever
ask
been
for
like
help.
that
It don't
situation,
work. It don't reconcile with me. I'm sorry. I have grew up going through my life whereby the word or the phrase ask for help. It came to a point that it never registered with me. And you know that about me already. I will deal with my issue on my own. Because since I have that mentality that it would have been better than me, if you want something done correctly, I do about yourself, right? Let's put my life on a microscope. I've been betrayed a lot. I've been backstabbed a lot. I've been lied on a lot. I've been lied to a lot. I've been to so many worse than I ask my question, why me?
yeah.
Now, when
Before
you
we move
ask,
on, David, I want to
I
actually
just,
play this video.
okay, go ahead,
This
go ahead.
video, this video is actually from YouTube, excuse me, Facebook, and I came across this guy a while back, and his videos hit home for me. And you're gonna see in a minute why I say they hit home for me.
Okay,
And
we're listening.
after we play, we're gonna have that conversation. Just hear the whole video, all right?
Okay.
All I want is to wake up and be okay. I just want to be okay. Why can't I just wake up and be okay? I haven't been okay for a really long fucking time. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I've been fighting for such a fucking long time. I'm tired of never feeling good enough. I'm tired of not being anyone's favorite. I'm tired of waking up and seeing the same fucking thing every fucking day, getting better and then fucking getting worse. I'm just fucking tired. I'm tired.
Go ahead, David. That's
Hmm.
hit home for me really hard.
I would say hit home, but I would change some of the language in some ways.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'll be more like, what the F did I do to you? Why did I gotta take all this heat for who and for what? Why can I be at peace? Or why can I be left alone? Because that person, that version, that person was projecting what my 20-year self going through that. When I got to my 30 to my 40, what I am right now, I thought to ask my question, a different type of question. Why am I still here? Why this is like a unnecessary jokes. I'm not laughing. Why do I gotta keep feeling that dagger in my back throughout my throughout my lively being on the earth? Why I gotta be constantly reminded? Why can't I not allowed to enjoy myself? Why can't I allowed to reach a breakthrough without someone want to destroy everything I just built over time? Why they when I gotta take 5 steps forward, I'm forced to take 9 steps back?
David, have you ever asked yourself? I know I asked myself multiple times. I'm tired. I just want to be okay again. I want to laugh again. I want to be happy again. I want to enjoy life again.
That the reason I couldn't say that because I gotta ask my question. I had to ask this question. When was the last time I actually enjoy myself and enjoy my life? When I ask myself that question, and time go through my head, do you know how hard it is to find that answer?
I deal with it every day, David.
I know I do it every day, but it's extremely hard. The only time I could ever think that I really enjoyed myself was never in my 40s, which I am in right now, was never in my 30s, not even my 20s, which is weird.
Hmm.
I'm trying to search for it, but I can't find it. I look in my teens. Did I really enjoy myself? Not really. So you're a person like me who cannot really recollect when do you ever really enjoy life. And you search in 3 to 4 decades and you can remember not one real moment. Don't think there's a problem with that? That's why I said that video you played would have been in my 20s.
I'm gonna
My
share
30 to
something.
my 40 is different. It just got me thinking, why do I have to go toward it? Like, I know they say what don't kill you will make you stronger. Yeah. But did anybody think about the other side whereby it can make you harden or darken, or it can make your heart so numb to things to the point whereby you almost feel like you're inhuman in a certain degree?
I'm gonna share something with you, David, that
Go
I
ahead.
haven't shared with anybody. So I'm gonna share with everybody. And we have touched base about this a little bit, me and you, and I have
Hmm.
touched base it online too with everybody. I suffer a little bit of mental health. Like who doesn't anymore, right? I miss laughing. I don't laugh anymore, bro. I laugh with us as group guys, but if you
Hmm.
put a comedy on me, nothing. Cold. You put a comedian to laugh, maybe one or two comedians make me laugh. That's it. Cold. It's very rare when I laugh. Like people laugh like three, four, 5 times a day, six, up to 12, maybe more. I'd be lucky if I laugh more than once a day on a good day, on a good week. On a normal week, maybe once a week, if that. I miss laughing, dude. I really do.
I'm see where you're coming from with that because I forced myself to laugh or force myself trying to enjoy it, even though it's temporary. Let me tell you why I do that to myself. I hold on to something that was going through my mind mentally, but I was coming very cold. I was coming very hard. And I didn't. I was about to be in that same path we went. So I said, you know what? Let me find any little kind of enjoyment. I'm an anime fan, so I watch my animes. I read my mangas. I listen to some skits on TikTok and something that would just make me laugh for a degree. Yet I try to enjoy the laugh, but yeah. But I know when I'm by myself, when nobody around me, let's say my kids not around me, nobody around me, then that is where I'm very fearful the most. I tend to get dark around me. The way my mind operates, it got me on overdrive. I've been on overdrive for the past 30 years mentally. I judge myself many times over. I don't have a particular goal. So I get it. And me coming from a background as an African, I'm a Nigerian, yes. We go through all type of hardship depending on what background you come from. You come from a wealthy background or you come from a poor background, or you come from a mixture of both, but there's strong legacy in some kind of way and you don't fit the mold and you've been heavy criticized since youth. So you start to wonder what the point of being good enough anymore. I've never been good for anything. I've been criticized, blamed for a lot of things. I got all that verbal backlash since youth. Oh, you're useless. You are this. You know the worst part you can get from both parents. You're a mistake.
I've been there.
Yeah, but from both parents, and they constantly remind you like you're the mistake. You're not supposed to be here. I know I shared it on another platform called the Black Men Unfiltered Network, where my self-esteem was literally destroyed or obliterated. I was reminded I wasn't meant to be here. I wasn't meant to be born. I was an accident that could have been avoided. That sound like people came from the TNG Church of Ignorance, way ahead before it got established. So to get told that to at a young kid growing up, psychologically, you don't know what it done to a person's mind. Some people lose it and they never themselves it. I'm continuing to be aware of breed because I kept myself grounded. So I don't have a pride or ego in anything. I'm sorry. I'm a different type of African who's not prideful or anything, but I got principles that I live by. And those principles I mostly build debate on the Bible, which is biblical, which is scripture. But I judge myself by it. It is right. That's why I force myself to laugh because if I don't laugh enough, the dark side of me, I don't think anybody would be around me. But the female, it might ooze out and you scare a lot of people. I can get real scary. I've done that before in my 20s. And people think that, okay, something is really off, like I need to go to a shrink or something. I'm like, no, I don't need no shrink. Just you leave me the F alone. That's all. And I did that throughout my 20s. I kept to myself for that specific reason. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want someone to say shit to me.
Hmm.
I didn't trust
And
people. Oh,
that's where I'm at too. At points, like there are days I want to be around people. I'm a social person. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But the times I don't want to be around people. But sometimes I just want things to be okay like they used to be when we were younger. I want things to be different. We have a similar story back. We have a lot of similarities. Me, you, David. You
In a
know,
way, but you had a childhood, right? You had a childhood that you enjoyed, did you?
did I?
Yeah, Max.
Not really.
I don't have a I didn't even have a childhood at all.
I
So I
mean,
can't even
same
call
here.
mine a
I
childhood.
was taking care of my mom
So
at a very young age. Remember that?
I know you told me
And
that.
my grandmother. The
I had,
little bit that I can
I had to
remember.
raise I had to raise my siblings. I wasn't allowed to enjoy anything. So that's why I asked myself, when have I ever really enjoyed life? When? I'm 46, about to be 47. When have I ever got a real enjoyment? And ladies and gentlemen, and guys, don't say busting a nut is enjoyment. That is very short and temporary. Let's not include that in that. I'm not doing all the pookie like mentality. I'm talking about something very authentic that you can remember. The only thing too that have been pure to me is the birth of my two kids. And that was just it. I savored the moment. I etched it in my head. If I could, I would have got a tattoo. But because of my faith and my belief, I never got a tattoo. Other than that, there's nothing on this earth I really say I really enjoy it with genuine with something to enjoy because my life have been filled with, like I say, betrayal have been on the top of the list, backstabbing have been top of the list. I wanted to give people the benefit of doubt, but when you betray me, I have a soulless look in my eyes. I'll be looking at you like, I don't think you're gonna be around me if I hit rock bottom because your life not gonna be safe around me. I've given people who are done me dirty like that. And now, yeah, I have cut off family members too. I have no shame in that.
Like I said, we have a similar background. We are both martial artists. We're both was raised overseas.
Hmm.
Another thing we have a similarity. Both our parents said to us we were mistakes. That is most hurtful thing you can say to your child. I understand if you're joking around like, "Oh shit, you were never planned. You're a broken rubber." Okay, I get that. But saying you're a fucking mistake, it
And
fucks
be
your head up for years.
and be reminded for a long period of time.
That is the worst part too.
I got that one like a broken record player. I'm trying to figure out how did I survive mentally without going mentally insane. To be told that then I look at those case of the Mendez brothers who went to prison. I can almost understand what they went through because mentally they wasn't prepared for what they were going through, and they end up latching on by doing what, unaliving their parent, and end up going to jail for a very long time since their, I don't know what it is, teenage years, or I don't know what it is. Psychologically, they were broken. It became a documentary on Netflix. I remember when it's on the news when it happens. I thought if I could just escape from my pain, maybe to go somewhere and not be nowhere near, but I'm ready to. So I can start all over again. You know how some people they want to rebuild their image, rebuild themselves, don't want to be somewhere they don't recognize nobody, blood related, they start all over again. I thought I can do that, but it never worked out. Let me go to another nation or something. I don't know. Maybe leave the US and go to maybe China or Japan or Singapore or
You
go
know,
to another African
so
country. I don't know.
I know you're supposed to. They say you should be jealous of other people's lives because you don't know what they're dealing with, yada yada yada. But sometimes I am because I'm tired, David. I mean fighting in fighting mode my whole life.
And that is something I don't think the mental health society of United States fully understand that part. Yes, they got therapy out here, which I totally correct. I give it that. But I don't think they really handle the breed of men that not cut from the American cloth. They'll come from a different cloth that more, I don't know, barbaric, you want to say, or more hardened, if you want to say that. Their philosophy trump theirs in a huge mighty way because you don't allow wimpy men to run free. If you're not a caliber of man that who not to faith, oh, I got used to hard labor. Labor is like that. Do you think of any drug? You know how people have crack addiction, they got drug addiction, they got weed addiction, they're addicted to sex. I'm addicted to labor. I'm a workaholic. For some apparent reason, me busting my ass, working myself to the ground, give me a sense of life. Like, yet I'm worth something now. If I'm not working, I lose it. Then we got this idiot in chief sabotaging the job market, destroying all the job. Like, don't get the F out of the Congo. So I don't care if I have to work on a farm. At least I can work on a farm day in, day out, bust on sweat, get my gun back, get my body back, be like a big ugly monster and put fear in people's life again.
Bro, you got the ugly part ready.
Ha ha. That's why I say I'm not Groot. I say bear paw. You didn't get the hint. But it'll take a time. Maybe I get my official t-shirt to show me with a bare face, big body, crazy big hand, bear slapping people left and right. Shout out to Reckless Ray for the nickname Bear Paw. You're the one. Then people understand this is Bear Paw here right now, not Baby Groot.
But
But
David, here's the thing: as much times as we fight, we are starting to run out of gas at our age. Let's be honest here. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, what did I do to earn this?
what
You know what I'm
about I
saying?
say? What about I say you can never end it because in some cases the fight is what's keeping you alive, even though you say you're tired of it. But when you get to that moment where you're tired of it, you start to have that other side of a thought that you don't want to sit around with because let's be honest with you. We are men, right? Since the
That's how attractive
pandemic,
I was.
I know we in a country that's kind of quite what a man's supposed to be. Yeah, we are men, right? But in this nation called the United States of America, there been alarming numbers of men who either are tired of fighting, they want to give up. The number of those unaliving themselves was quietly rising up. Keyword quietly. But yet we have all these hyenas on social media talking about man this, man that, but you don't realize the shit men really actually go through until one individual someone caught a glimpse of it, but she called herself what the name they call her? Oh yeah, the Queen Maker. I'm like, really? Queen Maker or Dyke Maker? Which one is it? Then I found out her background, she was actually from the military. She was a tomboy. I'm like, interesting. And she got married. That she's trying to be like us without the real, actual, authentic balls. Okay. Then she now got somewhat of an awakening, understand what man really has to go through. But that's just a
Mhm.
glimpse of the big picture. Cause I don't think being a man is that easy. Because somebody before the Queen Maker did it, and she unalived herself completely. Because she actually went through the full transformation. She dressed like one, looked like one, make sure no one think that she was a female, and she put herself out there when she had cameras watching, recording, documented, and what she had to go through is so severely traumatized that she couldn't take it. She's like, well, do what men go through? Never thought it would. And psychologically, it messed up her head. She unalived herself because of the amount of stress and pressure men go through on a daily basis. It's ridiculous. So imagine country don't follow the American philosophy of freedom, but the philosophy of responsibility and pressure be compounded on your ass. God forbid you get reminded of your last name, who you represent, who you put to take up the mantle. You're not allowed to quit. Yada yada yada. This yada 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 that. What do you think happened? I'm mad with myself
Before,
that I didn't get a chance to audition for UFC and get in. That could be my breakthrough. Because you know why? Here's the honest truth. I want to take all that years, decade of frustration, of pure negative dark ball energy and use it to make money whooping people ass by placing the faith of people who backed me the most. So when I
and
get in the
that is
ring,
the problem we're having. We wish we could do things
mhm,
and we couldn't because we had to take care of loved ones or do this and do that. Oh, my favorite one is what can you be more like your cousin?
oh, don't remind me of no type of phrase.
And hang on, before we move on, I want to play one more. I got another video I want to play when we bounce off these videos because I got a bunch tonight. I got like over 12.
Whew,
All right, you ready, David?
I'm good.
Mad, I'm done. That's what people don't understand. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just done. Done dealing with situations that brought me in my peace. Dealing with people who don't love me as I love them. Don't try as hard as I try. Don't putting the effort that I put in. I'm just done.
I don't think I can respond to that video because I had that exact speech in my head, or I was saying at one point in my life, and I was in a very purely dark stage. That day was so dark. I can tell people were noticing that aura. Know how you had that aura on you?
Yeah,
People were
David,
noticing.
do
They
me a favor.
walk
Hang
on.
on 1 second. I want to get Trey in here really fast. Coach, what's going on, my man? How are you tonight?
How y'all fellas doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, nice,
Uh,
my man.
I'm
I sound
unfortunately.
okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just fit to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
Battle with
Uh,
yourself.
before I give you the floor back to you, David. Coach,
Yes, sir.
obviously we call you a coach for a reason. When someone comes to you a battle with yourself, give me what your open thoughts are with that.
Mm-mm. Okay, so we are grown, we're adults, right? So, but my speech for a grown man will be different from a teenager, meaning, right? Teenagers. Every day it's a new day, a new part of life, a age that they haven't reached before, right? They are influenced by those around them a lot. They're placed in positions where they can't control as far as where they live, the people in their environment. They can't control those things. But they can control their actions as they navigate through it. By default, most of us are good people at heart. We learn a lot of our negative behaviors, right? But one of the hardest things to do for anybody, as I see with these grown man spaces, when someone that you believe should love you by default hurts you, then you have a battle with yourself. Do I want to be a good guy? Do I want to be a bad guy? Most people just choose the easiest way out, whether it's, I'll say the bad guy, because now you have to always check your discipline to be a good guy. And a good guy, somebody who's not going to just take advantage of their looks or their money, understands hard work ethic, respect for people, regardless of age, regardless of complexion, regardless of color, culture, all of that. But so the speech to them would be a lot softer, letting them know that they have to go through those processes, part of life, but still you maintain who you are at heart. Now, if you want to be an asshole at heart, be an asshole at heart. You'll get dealt with accordingly in that space. But as men, like grown man, you 21,
I'm not
25,
mad.
you gotten out of the house, you've dated some girls, you cheated on some girls, she cheated on you, you got fired, you applied for job, all of those things. And this is where, even for myself, I don't battle with myself about mistakes that I made before. For what? That's in my past. I just have to focus on how I want to be a good person and demand that somebody treat me good as I go forward. I don't worry about shit that happened 6 months ago, a year ago. I lived through that, but for me to go forward, I want to stay a good guy. I want good things to come to me. So I want to treat people right. But also in good things coming to me is making sure that people that do come into my life treat me right, treat me accordingly. I don't expect people to do stuff, but you will respect me. I wouldn't come around grooming our brother David if you always tried to talk about me in a negative way. Joking on my bald head, yeah, I'm bald head. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Women like bald head, so I ain't worried about my bald head to a man. But as far as
And I might join you
personality,
soon. I might join you soon. I
oh
might
well,
entertain all
you
this.
will. You're gonna have to, but what I'm saying, when it comes to character and things that I want to be associated with, how I move, and it's a really, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Most, you all are coming up. You all would categorize yourself as a man. As a man, you done probably went through the worst of your life. So now this, the battle would be to me to just being the best man I can be, regardless of what other people feel about me or think about me. If I can make my connections to the most highest power and move according to his will in being a working man, a respectful man, a man that respects his elders and children, all you motherfuckers in between, y'all in my way. I can't worry about what you think about me, but I'm not going to disrespect somebody just to prove myself to be the man that I am. I've never been that way. So, don't be so hard on yourself, man. You're going to make mistakes and everybody ain't going to like you all your life, but expect that. And when it happens, just know that you could be better. Mhm.
All right. Did you get a chance to watch the last video?
I heard the one with the guy I was talking about. I think I pulled up right after you started it, so
All right.
I didn't really understand the context of it.
Let me start that with video again for you.
Mad, I'm done. That's what people don't understand. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just done. Done dealing with situations that brought me in my peace. Dealing with people who don't love me as I love them. Don't try as hard as I try. Don't putting the effort that I put in. I'm just done. That's it.
All right, Coach, go ahead. Then, David, you can take back off where you finish what you're saying.
Like I say, even in listening to him, a lot of this hurt, a lot of this pain come from people that are close to him, who by default we want to love us the way we want them to love us. But we don't always look at whatever hurt they may be bringing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need people to bring their hurt to me because I'm not going to stay in a hurt place. And I don't want that energy around me to stay in a hurt place. And my nature is to fix it, whether I can or not. But again, you can't be so hard on yourself because others don't treat you the way you want them to treat you. And this is where you fight right here. The battle is this. You're at the fork in the road. You continue to go down the path where people disrespect you, treat you less than, tell you ain't ish, or you choose a new path and connect with people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
So,
David, finish what you're going to say before. I want to take this question from Eric.
I want to add the question to what I was trying to say. What I was saying before is it's kind of like connected with the type of question because for one, when you feel like you can't take no more, you want to quit. There's many times I want to throw in the rope, but I could not even do it, even when I have the chance to. It's always that one whisper saying, "No, you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose." I keep asking what that purpose is. When Eric asked that question, do you feel the battle of yourself is the spiritual one? Coming from my background with my family, yes. Talk about a family or legacy or history or culture where they're dibble and dabble with sorcery, witchery, black magic, all the other stuff. People are going to the witch doctor to get their so-called solution fixed, either be for wealth, for love, or whatever. Then to be told and be put in a situation whereby your parent are doing taking you to some kind of herbalist doctor to do a ritual on you or have something you make you drink something that put to quote unquote protect you or some shit. I've been through it before in my youth, and I question why do I got to go through it? If you say, quote unquote, you are a Christian, but yet you contradict yourself and do something you're not supposed to do, and you being told that, oh, these people are trying to get rid of you through that same method or means, and living in a country like that for 7 years without being exposed to that, yeah, it's more so on the spiritual one aspect of it. And yes, a lot of the things don't make sense to a lot of American folk because they're not exposed to what African other people from those type of way who experience that understand that. So yeah, it's more spiritual, but it sucks. And I always ask the question, why can't be somebody else? Why gotta be me? What did I do to get all this? And for what? Like seriously. And it's weird though. It's very, very weird. So I've been dealing with that thing for more than 2 decades. That have been on my head, been on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell I did a pretty good job, but I'm still here. I'm still living.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on, let's get the next guy in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our president. Mr. President, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's good.
Uh, a topic that most of people don't know how to answer it. Battle with yourselves. Just give me your open thoughts.
What do you mean battle with myself? What was it? What context are you talking about?
In general, I'm talking about like I was saying earlier, like I miss laughing because I don't laugh as much with everything that I have been through and stuff like that. David has his own struggles. Everybody has their own struggles in life, and you have to
Mhm.
battle yourself for that. That's what I mean.
Mm. Remember, we're not the same generation they are, so they are elders. So they may not call it struggle, they might call it something else.
Good point.
Um, I don't look at it as per se a battle with myself. And again, it just may come from maybe a spiritual place, but I know there's an adversary out there, and that adversary wants you to be exactly in the place where you are. Um, and so for me, the daily battle is against the adversary. All the negative thoughts that I may think about myself or whatever, I know that's coming from an adversarial place. Because again, the book I read tells me that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. So anything that tries to make me something less than that, I know where it comes from. And so that is, for me, that is the battle that I have to constantly wage against. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in high places. So I take it from that perspective when it comes to if I'm having negative thoughts about myself or what have you. Again, I identify it with that and I just take it for what it is. So that helps me greatly in terms of that battle. And the way I win is certainly to be grounded, to stay close to God, and to succeed and to win on a daily basis and to walk uprightly. Doesn't mean every day is going to be a good day. But it's the idea of every day I get up, every time I go to bed, it's a win. If I get up in the morning, it's a win. When I see my kids doing what they're doing, it's a win. When I see my wife and we're still cool, it's a win. So I'm winning every day. And it's on that basis that I measure, that's how I overcome, by simply just doing the right things, walking as best as I can, walking uprightly, not doing things that affect my self-image, staying away from things that make me feel less than myself, and just keep doing things. And again, it may not be, or you, at least back in the day, it didn't feel like I was necessarily winning in the moment. But it's like a race. It's like a marathon race. You keep running and you keep passing people. For which I just lost another one of my brothers from 100 Black Men. Just found out 58 years old, 57 years old. Strong as a bull. Not what you didn't want to mess with this guy back in the day. In fact, I didn't even know he was. I thought I was older than he was, but he was actually a couple years older than us. And he's gone. Husband, father. Um, I've lost a few guys in the last couple years, just turning 50. So my thing is, every day I feel better and better about myself. When I accomplish things, when I win, when I become proficient at things, when I overcome something I might be fearful about, that's how I overcome, man. I mean, I think you just have to keep pressing and winning. And one thing, in fact, I told King about this because he had a show with Michelle, and I put a comment in. The more I thought about it, the show, they were talking about peace. Like, it's important that you maintain your peace. And the more I thought about it, I think peace is kind of overrated. Peace is overrated. You can do that all you want to. It's overrated. Purpose listen, purpose and fulfillment is much better than peace. Because a lot of people, at least the way they conceive peace is like as if nothing's going to happen in life. And we weren't promised that. This is a hard life. Go all the way back to the beginning. This life is going to be, you will work the land by the sweat of your brow. Life is supposed to be hard. I don't know what we got into, but I think this what happens when you're in a developed nation or whatever. You just think, easy days or whatever. It's not supposed to be. We've been creating a society that makes things easier, but then we complain about the people that are then growing up in that ease. We talk about the generations that came before, who definitely didn't have, but we're living off of what they built.
Mm-hmm.
But then we want to talk about how hard our lives are. You can't have it both ways.
Let me ask you a question, Paul. If let's say me, for example, actually, let me rephrase it. It is me. You're still struggling to find your place in this world. You don't know why you've been put on this planet. How would you help me, for example? Or how would you guide me? Or anybody? I know I'm not the only one who feels like that sometimes.
I don't think it's the issue of, and again, I came into full realization of this in like 2015, 2016, 2017, as far as exactly why I was here. I am the youngest of 5, and my brother is 6.5 years older than me. And I heard you guys talking earlier. I too was supposed to be the guy who wasn't supposed to be here. I was an accident. In fact, my parents were split. By the time I was born, they were split. But I realized back in 2015 through 2017 why I was here. It was to take care of them. Because God looked at the roster and he was like, they can't do it. And because he has the benefit of time, he can look down, he transcends time. He saw they're going to need another one. And that's why I was here. And then I'm also here because I was the first one in my family to graduate from a 4-year college. And my last daughter is about to walk out of college cum laude. I got 3 for 3. I got all 3 of them through there. That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably here just to be on your show tonight. To let people know. That's why I'm here. So I think the issue isn't necessarily trying to find out what your status in life is, or what your purpose in life is. You just need to embrace the life that you have. Paul says, in all things, you be content. Whatever your life situation is, you need to learn contentment in that, and maybe recognize that is the life you're supposed to be living. But you see other people how they live in, and you just envy that. You just think that your life isn't good enough. And you got a lot of people who are trying to live vicariously through other people and not embracing this is the lot that you've been given. Would you rather be someone else? As much as we talk about our parents. Shout out to my man, No Captivity with Freezy. If you ever heard his story, go back to BMU. There was a show with me and him talking about, go back to his own show on his channel when he talked about taking care of his mom. You want that?
Yeah, I remember that show, actually.
You want that? But why is he here? It was to take care of his mom. So again, we have to start embracing the lives that we have and find contentment and fulfillment and purpose in that, and stop chasing after something that may not be for you. People live at the level of their expectations. If you're living under your expectations, you will never be happy. You will never have joy. That peace that you're talking about that everybody wants, which is, like I said earlier, is overrated. Because maybe your life was supposed to be in chaos. You think soldiers live in peace? But their life is very chaotic. But guess what? They're built for the situations that they're in. And maybe it's your life. Maybe it's your lot in life not to be a peaceful person. Maybe your lot in life is to be a warrior. And that's what you were put on earth to do. So again, we have to start looking at and appreciating the life that you have, the blessings that you have. And yeah, you can look to the left and to the right, and people got it a lot worse than you. And again, a lot of people don't want to hear that because you're all concerned about, oh, well, it's still not what I want. But until you find contentment in the situation that you're in, would you rather be disabled like I was? I couldn't walk for a period of time in my life. I could not walk. I almost lost my lower right leg in an auto accident. It was at that time they came out with the halo rings that saved my leg. My leg was broken in 11 places. They couldn't cast it. If they put a cast on, it would have just collapsed. That halo just came out. So again, I got scars on my body that tell me exactly where I could have been. And there's a 16-year-old kid who lost his life in the accident that I had. He stole a car from Newark Airport, caught in a police chase, and hit me head on. Fortunately, my best friend was spared. I took the brunt of it, but I'm still here. I was not a Christian at the time. I didn't know my wife at the time. I didn't have any kids at the time. I didn't have anything. But I embraced the life that I have. And I wouldn't, and after all that, I would not change anything. I look to the left and to my right, people got stuff. They got more money than me. They got more status. But then once you start finding out what's going on in the household, my daughter's in a wedding coming up with a family that looks like something out of some TV show. Nice home, nice. They got money. They got, all the stuff. Wouldn't trade for anything that they got. People got 3, 4, 5 times more money than me. Wouldn't trade what they got. So I embrace the present. And again, for you guys, especially because I heard some of your conversation tonight, unless you start to embrace the present, you will never find peace. You will never find purpose. You will never find happiness. You will not have the joy that passes all understanding. You guys have got to start looking at what you have and stop living in this mindset of lack and start appreciating and operating in that. And who knows, maybe if you start appreciating more what you have, guess what? I just think that some things open up for you. And maybe guys like, you know what? I think I can give them a little bit more. But people who got everything complain about the lives that they have. And I've been in countries where people got nothing. They don't even have shoes on their feet. Went to Jamaica a couple years ago. Couldn't tell them that they didn't have joy. But when you live in a society that prioritizes capitalism and certain images of what success looks like, when you got social media promoting what things look like, then yeah, you get all these images about, oh, well, I guess I'm not good enough. And you guys to break that. You guys are accomplished individuals. From from all the shows that we had, everything we talked about, your background, your family, everything that broken up, things, the self-starter you have been. You were a successful martial artist for years. I kind of regret that you stopped. Because again, for what you were able to accomplish, no one gave you the thing. Everybody tried to hold you back. Tried to label and class you with certain things, and you've been able to overcome so much. David, your background, talking about where you came from with your family and where stuff is. You guys have overcome so much. I only see victory in you guys. And honestly, it breaks my heart when I'm hearing you guys talk about this lack of how bad things are. Where I see two guys who come from the same background as me. We were all nerds. Coach was the only one. He was the jock. He had muscles when he was 5 coming out of his neck. The girls loved him. He's showing that picture the other night. Why don't you might as well put that picture up if you got it, Coach.
Oh, please don't.
Put that picture up that you were showing with your chest muscles just bumping up and down and whatnot. He had game when we were the last guys to be chosen.
All right. So here's the thing, Paul. Yeah, I got my struggles. But there's one thing I have that you're going to agree with me. That nobody can take away from me. David has it. This bald guy down there has it. You have it. It's a fire in me. It doesn't matter what it is put in front of my life. I'm going to take the little fucking bitch by the hips and fuck the shit out of her.
All right, so then just start saying more of that then. If we all got it, then why am I not hearing that verbalizing you guys more? David especially. Why am I not I'm not hearing that. Yes, I know it's there. You guys wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't there.
You're right. I have my moment when I just sometimes I said it before. I
We
have
all
a
have
bad
moments,
habit.
David.
I
We
have
all
a
have
I have,
moments.
I have a bad habit of judging myself too damn much.
I do
And
too.
and that has been a thing that's hard to get rid of. When you put a standard before yourself, when you didn't achieve it, then that'll just say, no, you did good, you okay? No, I think it's not enough. It's not, and that's what keep me going. That's why I was telling Ghost, sometimes it's the fight that keep you alive, that keep you going. So it's one of those things that I do this in a way of protecting me from people who think their word will affect me when it actually don't, because you're not part of my small circle. If you're part of my small circle and you do such a thing, that's when I left my guard and not thinking that you would do that way. I thought to realize, okay, I need to start rearranging my circle. Like who shall I allow in? And those circles, the better will attest to that. Sometimes there are people that you have no control. They could be your parents, they could be your siblings, it could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be your kids. You have no control over that. And they could say certain things that could have you thinking like, excuse me. And I've been through that in my youth, and I get it. I still have that fire, but sometimes that other side of me who want to hold me to a standard and not let me slack off, I end up start judging myself first before letting my judge me. Even the Bible talked about that, but I do a little bit too much of it. So that is my own detriment. I'm not an egotistic person, but I do that in a way to humble myself, but sometimes do it too much, which is bad. And coach, you're right. I should not beat myself up. I should be able to say I like calmly keep it moving. But that's something that's like a mechanism that I have in place since I was young, since I was little, just to make sure I don't fall to the left or to the right, like I stay going straight. It's a bad habit, but I'm trying to get rid of it. It's hard.
My
And it's
worst
a lie.
habit.
It's a lie. It's a lie. I mean, that's the thing. I said I just go spiritual with this. It's lies. We all know who the father of lies is.
Yeah.
And he wants you exactly in that place. It's a lie because you've been winning.
Exactly. Yep.
The record is the record. But no, you keep going to this. Not enough. I'm not enough. I'm this and that. It's a lie.
Yep.
And until you start to understand and recognize where that's coming from, those inner demons or the demon or whatever you want to call it, the dark side of force, I don't care what you call it. But you have to recognize that and you have to go against that every day. But if you keep succumbing to it, it's just going to keep building, and you will never be able to smile. You will never be able to truly have joy. So yeah, man. I mean, Coach, get in here, man. I mean, I know you feel what I'm saying, but
listen, I definitely feel what you're saying, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess they recognized it early before you spoke. We from a different time, right? So a lot of our time, you know, we didn't have I don't remember having a lot of time where I was spending a lot of time by myself, outside of going to sleep, maybe, you know. But for the most part, I was around guys that all had families, whether they came from mother, father, mother, but they was a family, right? And this idea that you all, and I'll just use you two as an example because you're here, that the things that you've done in your life are worthless or meaningless, or you haven't really done anything. You all are burning the weight of families. You know how much strength it takes to take care of your mom? You know how much strength it takes?
My mother?
Huh?
Have you met my mother?
It doesn't matter. Hold up. It doesn't matter. Because guess what? She could have, listen, because she also could have said, you know what? Ghost of Sparta might be a problem for me in the future, so let me take care of him right now. See, she could have made that decision. I'm just saying. But she
Coach,
had you.
She threw a frying pan at me today.
Hey, well, you was probably getting on her damn nerves.
I literally just walked in the door.
No, you did something. Don't give me that. You did that. Okay, anyway.
I was 10 minutes late, she said. I didn't call her.
Okay, then. It's important for you to call her.
I hate you right now.
Right. You know you're supposed to call her. But anyway, what I'm saying is she didn't throw it to you out of hate. It was out of love.
She threw an iPhone at my head because she hated the goddamn thing.
But what I'm saying is you are in a position that most wouldn't even do.
Oh, I totally agree with 100%.
But your blessings may not come. Listen, you're not needing for anything. I mean, you're not wanting for any. Yeah, you're not wanting for anything. You may need the things you need, but the things that you get because you want them. And you can get things you want anytime. So the fact that you're actually doing what you're doing says a lot about who you are as a person. Even David, he has children. He's a family. It's the family that he's connected to. Are things always going to go right in our families? No. David complained about his teenage children. David, I guarantee he was 10 times worse than they are. I guarantee he ain't listened to his parents, nothing. He did the shit he wanted to do, right? But look at what he's doing now. That's an accomplishment within itself. You know, and like Brother Bennett said, we look at what America does to categorize success and the things those people do just to be in those spotlights. But the fact that you can be in a peaceful mind, peaceful space every day, you eat what you want, you're going to work, you're going to reap what you sow. And as you get older, your mind will be prepared for the blessings that are due upon you. See, when you get older, you won't be so caught up in your head space talking about, oh, it's so bad. How can God give you all of these blessings and riches and you talking about how bad life is? What you think you're going to do with it? You're going to take advantage of it. But as long as you taking those steps, I never thought that I would be in the space that I was at 41. You couldn't have told me I'd be married. You couldn't have told me that shit. I was having too much fun. But when I stepped back and realized I was blocking myself, and I was able to see the person that was for me at that time, it just like everything that she was saying, everything that she was doing. Because I used to have my third eye, like, man, these women, I used to be like, man, these women out here, I didn't have to ask her a lot of questions about things. She just revealed them to me. I didn't have to press her for certain things. But it wasn't every woman that I met either that I could, you know what I'm saying? It was just happened to be, I was in the right headspace at the right time, and I made a decision, and that decision just blessed me far beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought that I would not be working at 54 and now 57. I never thought that. When people were struggling in COVID, my life was taking off. But I also had to discipline myself to stay focused on it. See, and sometimes people look at just being focused on the goal as a struggle. No, that's the learning process. That's the warrior process. That's that fight. You're in the fight. You ain't got time to be looking at your parents up against the ropes. You got to be looking at the opponent. And the opponent, sometimes it can be people that you know, or it can be the world. So you take it on. I don't go into a fight saying I'm going to lose. No, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to get punched. But that's part of the fight. You don't get every job you get. When you apply to every job, you don't get it. It's part of the fight. Doesn't mean you lost. So, I'm going to shut up on this, man. Listen, man, y'all in the prime of your life, man. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all doing the things the right way. Yeah, they don't seem glamorous when you're doing it the right way. But it pays off better in the end. And so then you can have peace. See, in the end, you ain't ready for peace. You couldn't handle peace. But, man, listen, man, to everybody, man, man, life is a never-ending life cycle of learning, man. Prosperity, man. So when you ready,
what I was going to say,
come.
Coach and Paul, is you guys are right. But one thing I didn't say that, like, yes, I still struggle with my mental health. I do still struggle with not laughing as much. But one thing I don't struggle anymore is feeling sorry for myself. The only time I feel sorry for myself is when I do fuck up. And, that's, I think, normal life stuff. But I promise you guys one thing. Nothing takes me down. Nothing will stop me. The only thing that can stop me is the ground, what I'm in. I'll keep pushing to the end. I don't give a fuck who gets in my goddamn fucking way. If you get in my fucking way, I'm running your fucking ass over. So your choice. And I think David's the same way as I am. We might have this conversation tonight, but I know he doesn't feel sorry for himself. Oh, I do. You know why, Paul?
Why is that?
Do you know why, Coach? Because people like you guys who remind me and pick me up. I believe it's the people you surround yourself with too, Paul. If you keep yourself with positive and great people, yeah. If you talked to me 4 or 5 years ago, one of my cousins and all stuff in my life, calling me all these names, yeah, I would have probably said you're wrong about pity, all this stuff. No. Ever since I started calling you guys brothers, and I meant brothers. If I text you and I tell you I feel a certain way, whatever, I don't have no doubt in my mind. You got your ass in the car. You'll be driving up here, knocking on my door, like banging my door. Like, come on, we're taking a ride. We need to talk. You stop me out of it. But you know why it doesn't happen anymore? Because people like you guys keep me out of that mindset. I have a different mindset. This is when the next video is going to come in. Let me get it ready for you guys. Your favorite person, Paul?
My number one competition is me. It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus
Go ahead, Paul. I know you guys have the same.
No, he's right. Now, again, if you want to take it to a spiritual level, certainly there's like I said, there is an adversary. You're enough, but then you also have an adversary. So I think you need to recognize all the guys who are coming at you. So yeah, you have to get over yourself and do the things that you don't want to do. But then again, you also have that voice in your head that says, you don't need to do that today. Take a week off. You don't have to be in that certain place or do that certain workout or whatever it is, you know. And so yeah, so that is the daily battle against your adversaries, and you're certainly amongst them. And so I definitely agree with that. And again, and to the point you said earlier, I mean, I'm glad that certainly myself and Coach, we can certainly be here if we offer any sort of positive energy to the conversation. But he did say at the end of the day, there's going to be times when you're going to have to be by yourself.
Mhm.
What are you saying to yourself when we're not around?
What am I saying to myself?
When yeah, I mean, I'm asking the question rhetorically, but I'm just saying. But again, when you by yourself, does anybody get pumped up in the crowd? See, that could be a bad thing also. When we talk about contentment, that can be by yourself. When Paul wrote that stuff in the Bible, he was in jail. So he didn't have crowds. He didn't have people pumping him up or whatever. So again, you have to be at peace with yourself. But I know a lot of people, yeah, they get psyched up and fired up when they're around the crowd and the excitement and everything. And let's do this. When you're by themselves or whatever, it's like they ain't doing a thing. If you need the crowd or the group to pump you up all the time, just like as a trainer, if I got to call and motivate you to get into the gym all the time, we don't need to be doing it until you decide. Because if I have to call in to motivate you, then I'm not your trainer anymore, quite frankly. You're going to have to, the guys that I train, more times than not, they call me and say, look, can we do today? Can we do tomorrow? Shout out to Lost Translation. But if I got to call and constantly remind you of your appointments or give you the speech and everything all the time, yes. Do I motivate? Of course I do. But more times than not, my motivation comes from stuff that they already. It's not even motivation. I won't even call it motivation. It's affirmation of what they did. So they come up to about, man, I had a rough night. Tough. I trained cops. They're like, man, I had a tough night, and I almost had to delete somebody last night. All this stuff that they coming into it with. I just tell them we're gonna put it out here. And then when they do the workout and then the results of the workout are positive, then I come in and I just affirm what was already there. Yeah, you had a hard day. You had a body. You had, someone died in your arms. You had all this stuff that went on today. But you still dedicated yourself and did this. And look at the results that you did. I didn't do anything different. You got in there. You did the work. And then they'll be like, yeah, wow. I didn't know I can do that. Yeah. And then for the next time, they're going to be motivated again. But if I got to I'm not a rah-rah guy. If I got to hype you up to get you to move, nah, I'm not that guy. But I will give you praise when you overcome yourself. The days when you didn't feel like working out. The days when you were like, man, I was almost going to cancel, but I didn't. I came over. And I put you through the toughest workout that you ever had. And you're on my couch, especially when they come over to my house. They come over my couch. I got what I call the crash couch. Because they're not, it's not safe for them to drive for about 20 minutes. Here, crash on the couch. I'll get them a drink. I'll get them a protein, whatever it is. Here, you just chill until you right to get behind the wheel. But all the stuff that they were doing through work challenges with their wife, their girlfriend, whatever it is, it's in that time. Guess what? You overcame. And you knocked it out today. You can't control everything, but you control this. And you had victory over this. That totally changes the mindset when they leave. But I do not motivate. It's temporary. It's cheap. And again, when times get hard, when it gets pressurized, those folks aren't there. So again, you have to deal with your alone time. You have to be at peace, at comfort with yourself. a sense of purpose in yourself, an understanding of who you are and who, if you're spiritual, whose you are within yourself. I can't give that to you. I can show you, here it is, but you got to embrace that. So yeah, he's absolutely right. But people just kind of go over, or they'll get motivated. They'll watch a million rock videos. But when it's time to do the work, what if you can't get to your daily rock motivation, or that guy Goggins, or whatever these social media influencer guys or whatever come out with their content and all that kind of stuff? What if you don't have those guys to go with? What if you can't get to the gym, but the only thing you can do is body work? Can you have the same mindset? All I got is push-ups and pull-ups and body squats. And what else you do, Coach? What other body work?
And when we working on legs up, body,
It don't matter. I'm just saying body weight. You don't have the gym. What are you doing?
I'm
You
doing
push-ups,
push-ups, I'm doing
squats,
sit-ups, I'm
doing
doing
chins,
crunches, I'm
sit-ups.
doing
Yeah.
lunges, I'm doing
Yeah.
butterflies, I'm doing arm rotations, forward,
There you go.
backwards, wrist
There you go.
rotations.
There you
Yeah,
go.
all that
But some
isometrics.
people are like, I can't get to the gym. I can't work out because I can't get to the gym.
Yeah.
The more of your, those external things, if you need that to be your motivation to do something positive for yourself and affect your body in a positive way, you better come up with something else.
A good run around the block will even help. Clear your mind.
No, but I can't make my 5:30 Pilates class. Oh no.
Pilates, really? I all think it's basic.
Pick your class. Your CrossFit class. I can't make it to CrossFit. So therefore I can't work out today, or I can't do something today because I can't get to my cross. Pick your class. Your hot yoga class. I don't whatever it is, your spin class, your whatever. You're gonna let that be a deterrent to you doing something body positive? So again, you have to own that. Everything else is just technique and equipment, and but the mindset needs to be the same.
I totally agree with you, Paul. The hardest part of most people, even myself sometimes, you gain your mindset there.
It reinforces itself. It's a positive feed loop. The body, and this has been proven scientifically, the body feeds the mind, and the mind feeds the body. When you're training, it's not just the body; it's the mind gets trained also, and then feeds back to the body. So it's a constant circular loop.
Yeah.
That's why it's a good thing to do beyond just the physical. It's not just about having big muscles.
Well, I'll tell you, I agree with that. Shout out to my peer, Devon Batiste. That's the guy I used to work out with. I have him around me for a reason when I do go out to the gym because I have a track record. When I'm working out, I don't stop myself. I push myself a little bit too far. So I need to have someone to let me know, yo, you did enough. Give your body a time to breathe, to chill for a second. Because when I'm by myself, I don't mind motivate myself, but I don't do it it's like a discipline. I take workout like a discipline more than just a workout. So I'm always constantly pushing. If I'm not careful, I might be there for the next 2 or 3 or 4 hours, and just to the point whereby I'm passing the danger zone. Sometimes good to have a spotter when you see that your mind is, or you're not responding the way you're supposed to respond. To whoa, just chill, just get up a breather. Not all the time, but there's some moment I need that spotter to let me know, like, yo, you did good today. You don't have to go past beyond your threshold. Just chill, let your body breathe. And he was there most of the time when I put myself to the extreme. And sometimes I be wondering why I'm doing that, but now I realize it's something. It's if I work out, I train to be strong, but more of a discipline level of keeping the mind strong. Okay, I don't want to be a quitter. I'm not allowed to quit, so I do that. And people like you, Coach Fur, Mr. Bennett, shout out to Uncle Ricky and Lawton Translation, who's in the chat. You're the four elders that I'll say I take your word very, very serious beyond anybody else. There are a few other I have not mentioned, but you're the consistent one so far. So I take it very, very. Also, shout out to Big Aaron from this might be Richie Cool. He's another one. I do that because it's what I was trained, what I was taught. Sometimes it's good to go to an elder who's older than you, who have more experience than you, to give you that word of wisdom to keep you back on the right track. I don't have to be with you 24/7, but just a few words enough to keep me going. This is why I have the mindset when I teach people who are older, I have that respect. Yet I'm part from a different cloth. I'm not like the American mindset individual, but more different. But those who I have reverential respect for, I'm going to show nothing but respect regardless. And yes, your word is correct. I should not beat myself, but I should know that I'm having victory upon victory. That's something I have to keep that in mind regardless when I'm by myself. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it's hard, but I got to be disciplined about it. Or how you take the word, be consistent about it. Make sense?
Yeah, Brother David,
Yeah.
would you rather have a good workout or a good training session?
I'm more into the good training session.
Okay. So words mean words mean a lot. The words you use, what depending on the situation you're in, can mean a lot. Even in and this is why I appreciate about when I was younger, right? When me and my guys would be hanging around each other and somebody was going through something, we didn't go down into the pits with them. We said, man, we gonna get out of this. We gonna work through it. People used to try to throw solutions and remedies, and whether or not we agreed with it, we just put it in a tool bank. Sometimes you don't need those advice maybe till 2-3 weeks later, right? Because again, life is not perfect. I may have a stretch of days, months, years, and to come into some adversity. But I know what Brother David told me back in 2009, I could use it now. I can apply it now. Even, sometimes even in having words of affirmation, write them down. Put a little sticky note somewhere, just somewhere random. A quote of inspiration, things that you can, do to keep your mind sort of clear and understanding of what your purpose is, where you're going, the direction that you're going in. So again, there's no one way that you can go about doing it. But again, life is a book that adds a new chapter every year. Do you know what it's like to be in your 50s, Brother David?
I'm about to get there in less than 4 years.
So you don't know. You don't know, right? So everything you do between now and then won't even determine what it'll be like in your 50s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't wear glasses until I was 45 years old. I'm talking about 2020, every exam, every year. 45, shit on the TV so blurry. I'm like, man, what's going on? I thought people's TVs was blurry. So I had to change a little bit. I had to put my pride down and get the glasses so I can correct my sight. But I knew then, my life changing. So I just have to embrace it and try to be the best version of that person in that point of my life. I can't race my son. I used to be able to race my son and beat him, man, 3, 4, 5 yards. And when he turned 16, I couldn't beat him no more. I said, well, now
Game over.
I know I'm not a player. I'm just a coach. But I was well into my 40s, though. See, but again, you're going to have ebbs and flows in life, man. And everything that you're doing on the ground, in the groundwork, in that process, man, it just makes you stronger. to me, you know what I'm saying, it just puts me in a headspace where I appreciate everything that I've gone through to be at this space. I can't complain about nothing that I lived through already. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, man, I did that by myself when nobody had belief in me. And it wasn't that I focused on the people that didn't believe in me. I focused on what I wanted to do for myself. And the people that don't believe in you, they always reveal themselves sometime at the end. And stuff like that just gave me more fuel just to be better, even when I make dumb mistakes. I'm telling you, y'all don't know what it's like to be 50. You gonna wake up on your 50th birthday with 2 Charlie horses, cramped toes, your shoulder hurt, your neck hurt, your teeth are gonna be a little looser. You can be like, man, what is going on? And you ain't gonna get no warning sign. But do you give up then? No. You fight even more. Yeah, grooming. Keep on playing your music. That's how it's gonna sound when you wake up that day too. Like, oh shit. But again, you in good spaces, man. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? You done lived through the worst, man. Now embrace who you are. Be a little stingy right now with others. Unless you have family, it's different. But your family is your unit. Everything outside them doors and them walls, man. They ain't gonna get the same training you got. So, listen, man, I love life. I hope I got another 40, 50 in me. If I can make it to 80, I'll be good. My father made it to 80. I'll make it to 80. My grandfather made it to 94. So anywhere in between there, I'll be satisfied. Everything that I have, I don't care what they do with it. They can burn it. They can put it in the grave with me. They can fight over it, do whatever. I done live my life. I hope I've helped some people along the way. And I hope my standing at the gate ain't too long. Hope it ain't too long. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sit out there and enjoy everybody that's in line with me. I don't know, man. I think this is a great time for you guys. For you guys in your 40s, man, this is a beautiful time, man.
Yeah. And the best is when we talk about, because I know a lot of guys who, like I said, I consider myself a late starter. Because, like I said, I did have those conversations with myself when I was certainly in my growing up into my teens. Really, it wasn't until I got to college where I kind of sort of started feeling good. But again, I got around some good guys and started to form an identity when I really didn't have one going into college. And I was able to form one on the way out. But I got started a little bit later, but in a way, it's helping me now because I still have this sense of optimism. Like I still have things to look forward to. A lot of guys a generation ago, you were our ages, you would think of retirement and nothing else. Get on your bass boat or whatever and fish or get in your rocking chair, and that was it. I mean, just look at the pictures of people from like the 70s who were our ages, or even a 30-year-old guy. I was looking at some guys like that guy was 30 years old. He looks like he's 50. So you guys have so much because you guys really haven't got.
Did he freeze or is it me?
Is that me? Yeah, I thought it was me. Yeah, he froze.
All right. I
thought it was me. I thought it was me too. Cause I was like, I'm not on this side right now when it was just.
I don't know if you can hear us. Yeah, but he froze.
He'll be back in a second. He's probably there. We go.
So,
I lost.
Yeah, you lost.
I fell. I came back. I was just saying, but the fact that you guys have so much to look forward to. So you might not have started when you wanted to. If you did get it in your 20s or whatever, I don't know what you'd be, thinking about now. You guys are 40 plus. But I think the fact that I started a little bit later than everybody, I'm enjoying the now. Like I was telling you guys in the back on the Monday show, I went to that concert, and I'm telling you, man, it's I'm telling you, that music was fire. But I'm looking to my left and to my right, and the people around me. I'm a 70s and 80s kid. So again, the Whispers, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Run DMC, the Force MDs, all those groups from back in the day, they're all AARP and older now. And when you go to these concerts, yeah, them's the people who are at these concerts. So, I mean, the woman, she's still trying to shake her thing, but she's got a cane. She's still trying to twerk or do her dance, her little dance thing, but, she having trouble just getting up and down to get to her seat. She's in row H, and she's struggling to get up there. And you got guys coming in with their scooters parked. They got a certain section for scooters. The whole thing was filled. People riding their scooters on the way in. And one of the performers actually fell off the stage, 61 years old, fell flat. He tried to go down and serenade the women, going downstairs singing with his mic and stuff, and he just tumbles forward, face first. I'm like, oh, man, this is where we at now. And the performers, like I said, the main singer in the Whispers, he's 82 years old. He still got the vocals. He still got the, he's got the pipes. But they're not doing them dance steps like Michael Jackson or these guys back in the day, or like the Temptations. He does his little shuffle, 1-2 step to the left, 2 step to the right, and that's it. But I'm in there, my wife and I was like, we're fitter than 90% of the people in this room. Like, for real, like, push up. What do you want to do? Push ups, chin ups. So what do you want? I'll smoke 90% of the guys in this room right now.
You'll smoke with 90% of the 45-year-old too, brother.
I'm just saying, I was looking at the fit test, like, say you at your age level, what you should be able to do to be considered, they got scales, good shape, great shape, or whatever. I'm in the upper echelon, certainly for my age bracket, but even for the lower guys. To do chin-ups, pull-ups, I do more than like the 25-year-olds. So again, I am, I'm appreciative. But the work I started doing, I did start doing that 20 years ago. And I never got off it. And now I'm reaping the benefit. And now I can be in a place like that where I had to get up several times because I'm tall and my knees go to the next seat in front of me. So I have to get up. If someone wants to pass me, they can't just scoot by me. I have to get up and get out in the aisle because I take an aisle seat usually and let them pass. And I'm just grateful that I can get up and down with no pain. Some people are like, wait a minute. I don't have to do that. So yeah, you can get up and down as much as you can. I'm just grateful that I can still get up and down. But I recognize that's kind of where I'm. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I'm in the 55 to 70-year-old crowd. That's my demographic. But hey, still living my best life.
I remember you said that on Monday. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh boy!"
Man.
Trying to twerk with a walking cane. I was like,
yeah, they trying to, the music. The mind is willing, but the body can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you did all the dances and stuff, especially like I said, 70s, 80s, you did all the dances and stuff. And now it's like you can do your little shake side to side or whatever, but you ain't trying to do the running man, the Roger Rabbit, the maybe the WAP. You can still do the WAP. You can still do that. But
maybe the Pee Wee Herman. You can still do the Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. I remember doing that.
The running man, that might take the hammer. That might be a little too much for you. You can't do the.
You also have the Urkel, if you remember back in the day.
The Urkel, no man. We was grown men.
The Urkel. Yeah, that wasn't.
That was you, grown men doing the Urkel.
Yeah. No, I was too young for that.
The call.
It was David.
Urkel, I did something that would be a great from the Pee Wee Herman. Think about it.
Hey, Brother Bennett, as far as your push-up career life, what's the most you've ever done in one setting? Like you start and you go till you can't do no more?
The most I've ever done, probably when I was a teenager, I did 80.
One setting? It's not
Once
bad.
at 80. Now,
It's not bad.
recently, my high in the past year is 65.
Okay,
And then I
it's not
got
bad.
sick a little bit and I came back. I'm back up to 60 now.
Hey, you're doing probably better than 80% of men half your age.
That's
as
what I'm
far as
saying.
push-ups.
Yeah. Chins, the most I've done recently, 22.
Overhand or closing? Like,
On supinated.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I'm doing neutral grip. Now I can get probably up to like 50. I can get probably 15, 16. It's been building. I started out 10, and then, it just keeps going up every week. So I'm trying to get, if I can get 20 neutral grip, because with the supinated, I'm kind of cheap. I'm not using my back. It's like you putting the bicep into it when you add that in, so you can know actually you can do more.
Right.
But the most I've ever done, I think I might have got 26, 27 in a row without stopping. That might have been like that was 2003.
Oh, okay.
I think I got to like 26, 27 or whatever. So, I know last year, I think I got up to, I started out maybe with 14. I worked myself up to about 21, 22. So on one of my videos I posted, yeah.
Okay, fellas, I'm going to ask y'all the same question.
Oh, boy.
At the height of your push-up career, since you've been doing push-ups, what's the most push-ups you've done in one setting from
The
start to
question
finish?
is, what kind of push-up?
Well, regular push-up, just a regular
not your knuckles, knuckles on the hot concrete outside.
What about if? Okay, question: are you getting kicked when you get push-up without getting kicked?
No, just regular push-up. Just
Roman, who's kicking you doing push-ups? Just a regular push-up, man.
Master Ray used to kick me. Actually, they kick you in the ribs in martial arts.
Oh my god! Okay, without the kicking, you drop down right now beside your bed at night.
55 was my max.
55. Okay.
Yeah, that was in my late 20s.
Mine was like
in your late 20s. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was 65, 70 in my late 20s, going to 30, because I do that almost every day at one point.
Okay. I'll say this. In my teens, the most I've done in one setting was 130. In my 20s, when I joined the service, because you're doing push-ups every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every Friday we had a test. I had a female drill sergeant.
Oh,
a female.
Oh,
and she probably was the best person that I ever ran into in my young age, because I could do about 140, 150 push-ups straight, because she would have a test. And if we passed if we had at the old PT test, you did push-ups, sit-ups, and 2-mile run. So if you had a 250 or above, meaning 100 points for each category, then you could go on past Friday night and come back Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
This is doing not basic training, but the school training that you do out the basic.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it was about 7 of us that could do over 100 push-ups on the test. So
how much time you had? 2 minutes?
We had 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, I could do. I would always do about 110, 115, because I knew I could, go further. But I'm just trying to get out of there for the weekend.
Now, did you take a break? Or you
gonna listen. Once you get up to about 80, you gotta get in that. But you can't break your stance. You cannot come down.
I get it. I'm saying, but just to stay there, I'm saying consecutive.
Oh yeah,
without
I would do.
You could do 80.
I would do 80 before I stop. Before
you stop.
Between 80, 85 before I stop. Then you lean in, but then I would do just for that about 120. I would do 80 in the first minute, because you have to do it a certain technique. They wouldn't count.
Mm-hmm.
So once I learned how to do that, I was like, good. And I would go. And then I would stop at usually around 110, 120, boom. Then the sit-ups. Sit-ups was close to similar. So I would do about 65, 70. But I would go up to about 100. That was it. 100, I would stop. But then the 2-mile run, I'm gonna run 2 miles in 10, 11 minutes.
Yeah.
I could run with my age, I had up to like 16 minutes to do 2 miles.
Mm-hmm.
My best time was 14:40. My best time ever. I was good. I was like, I still was in the.
Yeah.
It's how they used to rank it. I was still in the top tier, just based off the other two, and I knew I could slack on the run.
Yeah.
But it put me in a. I played sports, so it was just part of working out. I'm like, okay, I'm working out, so I'm not. Oh, we got to do this. No, but then once you get out of that, I've always had a sense of maintaining my weight and my body, understanding that I got to stretch now. I got back problems. I got I don't have back surgery, knee surgery. And I still maintain my weight just based off talking to myself like, I'm still strong. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I get around other people that
motivated.
Yeah, that can tell me I can do this. And then challenging myself with others, especially with young teenagers. You know, they can barely do 40, 50 push-ups. And I used to have a competition when I was working in the schools. Let's see who can do the most. And they started,
you know, Coach, you gave me a good idea. We should have a little friendly competition with 4 of us.
Man, man, I got bad elbow now.
Here comes excuses.
I see. Don't lock. So don't lock out. Now you know you're not supposed to. You know you're not supposed to lock out. Don't lock out.
I can do.
That's fine. Just you can't. You're not supposed to be locking out your elbows. That's how you kill your elbows when you.
No, I never lock out. It's just I fell on my elbow. But I could probably. Yeah, I could. Let's do a competition. Let's do a competition.
Okay.
Oh boy, no, let's not do it.
Well, mine is up. I did it about 2 months ago. 65 consecutive. It's on my Instagram and Facebook page. I'm back up to 60. I fell off of something. I got sick a little bit. I wasn't feeling well, so I built it back up. So now I'm up to 60. So I'm trying to get back to 65 and maybe hit 70 and whatnot. And that's at the start of my workout. I do that stuff before I actually get into the weights. One these days, I got to get the body warmed up and I got to get some blood into the muscles and stuff. I don't just try to lift a heavy bar cold. So definitely warm ups is definitely something.
That's what I do. I do
that
pull-ups only. I start with pull-ups, like about 50 pull-ups to warm up the blood.
I had to retrain back to doing push-up again because I remember with my training partner, we used to have a push-up we do on the stairwell, 10 push-up on every step, and to do a flight or 24 step, 10 each. That's not easy. The harder when you come back down.
Yeah.
So I might have to get back to training all over again.
All right, Dave. How many can you do right now?
Right now, if on a good day, maybe 10 to 15, which is poor to me.
All right, Paul, your max is what, 60 right now?
Right now, my last workout I did 60, and I stopped there. I could have rested and did more, but I did 60, and then I went on to the rest of my workout.
Okay, Coach.
Hey, I ain't gonna do no more than 50 anyway.
All right, here's the.
Hold on, Roman. How many can you do push-ups?
Right now. Don't wishful thinking. Right now.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm not tired from work, I'll
just get out your chair right now.
Right now, like David, fuck you. I can do at least 15 or 20 easily.
Okay.
Fucking water, grumpy. All right, this is the bet. All right, me and David have to hit 50 by end of next month. Yes, you keep it up. I'll make it 70, fucker.
In the June.
Hey, listen, video or it didn't happen. That's all I'm saying.
Of course, it's gonna be video. Boy. Yeah. Then, for you gentlemen down there who are in better shape, you guys have hit 100.
Really? You gonna do that right now?
Fuck yeah.
You're not even.
Man. Hold on. How you gonna give it to us 20 years y'all senior and you double it up?
You see that?
Because you're right. Okay. Give me a fair number, because
my goal is to certainly get back to 65 and build it up from there. Like I said, I do, because again, my main workout is with the weights. I use the push-ups as a warm-up. If I was going to just dedicate myself to just doing push-ups, straight, whatever, I could probably get into the 70s or the 80s. but that's not my goal to do that because again, it affects my workout. So I do enough to warm up, but if I do too many, then I can't get to my workout then. So
All right. Okay, give me a fair number because you guys are already one step ahead of us. If I say 80, you're already halfway there.
why do we have to get one step? We're 2 steps ahead of you guys, 3 steps ahead of you guys. Why we gotta do more? I'll work out again on Saturday. I'll post my
We
Saturday
gotta have
workout.
a winner end of the day. I'm gonna have Bossman, pick the winner first.
Go to the spot and see what Eric said about you just now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him later. Don't worry. I have his personal information and he knows better than that. All right.
Woo.
All right, you gentlemen pick a number, a fair number. We are starting from 0. You guys are at 20%.
Starting from 0. 2. All right, 2.
I'm not trying to do tonight.
You look so good. Like Johnny Head.
Yeah, we'll take. I'll do a few better than Brother. No, I ain't gonna do no 90 push-ups. So I know I ain't gonna make it. Now maybe 65. Yeah, I'll stop.
Well, what are we talking about in a row, or what are we talking total in a time? You got to set the parameters.
One shot.
One shot, and y'all trying to get up to how much in by the end of June?
I will get them 50 by the end of the month.
I hope I can do
these push-ups. It can't be more like 2 inches. If his chest moves only 2 inches up down, it don't count. So
no, I don't.
You have to show me something.
So you say by the end of May or end of June?
By the end of June. The day we're gonna end of June. The day we're gonna air it, everybody has to submit the videos on time, David.
Whatever.
Yeah. So we're gonna submit them, and we're gonna play. I'm not sure what show we're gonna play it on.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
You have no choice. It doesn't matter. Trust me. So keep you two gentlemen. Give me a fair number. 75.
In a row consecutively. No, I'll for you guys. I'll set it up for you, Pete. I'll say 25.
If I beat, I'm gonna beat that number.
Consecutive.
Okay.
25.
How about you guys? 50.
We're already at 50. I'm at 60 now. So what do you want from me?
I want.
I'm building it every week. So like I said, my goal for this coming Saturday is 62. That's my goal. Consecutive, no breaks. And I also use push-up handles, so I go a little deeper with mine. Just to get a little more stretch. So I do mine on push-up bar handles.
All right. So we would do 25 perfectly if they can ever make more than 10.
You got a joke for yourself. Okay, no problem. You forget I'm African, right? We push ourselves to the extreme. So
yeah, I don't care. You gentlemen,
video or it didn't happen. That's all.
Yes, of course.
That's all I got. So I got nothing to say.
David, shut up over there for a second.
Trying to hype up over there. All right. So again, 25 for you with David. David, give me a number.
I'll try to do either 40 or 50 by the end of next month.
This is consecutive. No breaks.
I understand. I'm pushing myself for that.
Ooh, that's a lot.
See, hang on. See, Coach, you were here last week. We were talking about SMART goals, right? SMART goal planning. So, again, measurable, achievable. So again, don't see. But this is oftentimes what happens to people, right? You set that goal so high that you don't reach the number, and then you're feeling bad about yourself because you didn't reach the number because you didn't plan it properly.
All right. So David will be 25. I'll be 25. The gentleman will be 60. I think that's fair.
Listen,
no breaks, consistency.
Well,
and according to Eric, no Krispy Kreme either.
Listen, first of all.
Well, what if we put one on the floor? If we put one on the floor, and so every time he goes down, he can take a bite.
You right now so bad. I'm gonna get your free ass when I see you. All right, let's get our final
I'm just trying to motivate you.
David, you go first. Coach, you second. Paul last.
My final thought is that I'll keep it with you guys. It's good to have people like Coach Ferd, Mr. Bennett, Uncle Ricky, Lost in Translation, real elderly men who have been through a lot in life, but they're able to share their wisdom with you so that they keep you on the right track. I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing easy in this world, but just know you gotta take it one step at a time. Now I got to force myself get back to the discipline of things of not doing push up. And I know my partner there, Devon Batiste, doing the boo up in there. Well, he will stop blasting my phone every single day. How many push have you done so far? How many push have you done so far? How many push have you done so far? Since he watching this live, so he's not gonna let me go. So I really gotta have to push myself extremely hard now. This sucks. I'm gonna hold Ghost of Sparta for this. So if my arm get too big and he changed the name from Groot to something else, I say keep it with Bear Park. I warned you about it. That is my final thought.
Man, first of all, I'm offended by him calling us elderly. First of all,
I thought I heard that too. Yeah, he tried to slip that in subliminally or whatever. But now
No,
we
you are my
catch that.
elders, so I have to show
no,
respect.
If you said
you
elderly,
elderly.
there's elder and elderly.
I apologize.
No, man, listen, man, this is a great show, great topics, man. But this is why it's important for us to always have someone in our corner that we can talk to and just air out any issues we may have within ourselves or within our circle or work environment. Just somebody you can talk to, man. And I've always found the best people sometimes in strangers. Strangers give you unbiased advice, and they're not too concerned about how you feel or just trying to cater to you to then come back and ask you for something. But yeah, man, so as a man, you just got to continue to embrace the challenges of your life. If you want to grow, just continue to embrace those things. They're there for a reason. I don't think he would put anything on you that you couldn't handle or work yourself out of. So again, man, to all the men who are striving to be better, man, once you get in that space, it's even more difficult. People say they want to be in a space of, being disciplined and righteous. But once you get there, man, every day, man, you got to work at being better and staying and maintaining that mindset, man. Even when things are not going as good as you like, or, people may not be, in your favor or anything. So you just focus on the bigger picture. Like Brother Bennett mentioned, man, set your goals, little steps at a time. Any progress is progress. Don't discount, even the small steps that you take, man. So again, I'm here. I'm gonna be here as long as my heart is pumping blood through my body, as long as my mind is sane, and I'm gonna keep fighting to the end, man, because I believe that's what I was put on this earth for, man. So salute to everybody, man. Salute to the men and the young men who want to be better, man. Y'all keep fighting.
Shout out to my boy Eric in the chat. He says, "Forgotten what? So you want to be a part of this challenge too? If you want to put a challenge for yourself out there, you put it out. What you gonna do?
I
But
give Eric
again,
90.
video or it didn't happen. So again, if he wants to get in on this push up challenge, you're certainly more than welcome to join the. We get on out there. Queen, I see you out there leading the boy. You want to do a push up challenge with us? Maria was out here
Devon,
earlier. Anybody who
I
wants to
throw
get on
Devon to the mixer.
with us to do this to do this push up challenge?
Devon,
But again, it must be videoed or it didn't happen.
Devon,
So
you heard my voice,
that's what
Devon.
we
You're
hold
in
you
this mix too now.
but again, I'm glad I came in when I did. Again, I thought I was hearing some things and I was glad that Peter and Dave were able to sort of clarify some things. But I still don't like this. I still don't like some of the self talk. I think that again, you have to come to a point where you again be content with the life that you have, embrace it, be thankful for it, improve it, and just keep winning because you are winning. Just become a better version of yourself every day. And give yourself some grace and be confident in what you're doing. So yeah, I mean that's that it's certainly worked for me over time, and it's continuing to do. I still again push myself. I push myself just as hard in my workouts now as I ever did. There's gonna come a point in time where I'm not gonna be able to push as hard anymore, and I certainly I recognize that. But that being said, just keep striving, but be grateful along the way. That's all I got.
So keep pushing. Don't stop. The only thing I want you guys to stop is when you're on the ground. I'm going back to my roots for a minute here. When I did Motivation Mondays, when I was grooming, and I used to say to you guys all the time, I don't say it again. We all gonna fall down. We're gonna go down that mountain, dribbling down. You're gonna see your mistakes, but this time when we go back up the mountain, we are gonna fall back, not backwards, but forward, so we can see our mistakes. But when we go back up the mountain, we're not gonna make the same mistakes. Simple as that. So let's do a quick schedule update and let's get the hell out of here. So Saturday is going to be a doozy of an argument and fight. Avengers versus Justice League, the ultimate showdown. I am going to contact CQ, see if he's able to attend that because he's a Marvel fanboy. So I want to see if he can attend that one. Paul, I know you definitely come to that one. I don't have to even ask you that question because I know you'll be looking for that one.
And I tell
Yeah,
my
I should be.
people,
I should be in the comment.
Devon, get the people on live to watch this madness. So I don't know how they're gonna go down this Saturday, but I know.
Coach, do you know anything about Avengers versus Justice League? You can join us. You're
I don't
muted.
know too much. I don't know too much about it, man. You know, I watched a few Justice League. I couldn't tell you who on the Avengers side Justice League. I ain't gonna lie. Outside of listen, once they took He-Man off and the Thundercats, man, my time with those people, man, was over. I'm telling you, man, when they took that out, I ain't had no reason to be in the house no more, man. I was outside kid ever since.
You went so far back there. Like,
That's how far.
Hey, I'm part of that generation too.
Hey, man, I had a Stretch
I am too.
Armstrong, man. Did you have a Stretch Armstrong for a toy?
Nope. I always wanted
know-
one. I never got one.
I want one too.
I had a Stretch Armstrong and a Stretch Monster. It used to be a Stretch Monster.
I don't remember that one actually. So Sunday, we are having a gray area. Paul is not jumping off the ship this time on me. Do you know the topic?
I'll be
any
there.
chance?
I had to bring it up.
Give me a second. I'll look it up right now. Let's get to bring the old fancy iPhone out. Oh, where are you?
Chat. Are you obligated to take care of your aging parents who didn't care for you?
Yeah. And on Tuesday, it will be our first official move date of our sport arena. Why do we stop listening to our elderlies?
Uncle Ricky, you will need him for this conversation.
I'm going to contact our page to see if we can join on that one. So that's a good one for him. And on Wednesday, Wally and Dave will be talking about. You seriously?
We talk about an iconic anime that had two names. It was called Space Battleship Blue Noah or Thunder Sub, but it's kind of like the motivation to the original one that came out afterward with Space Battleship Yamato.
Yeah.
So it's very unique, and I'm wondering why the person who owned the IP didn't want to bring it out.
All right. Before we go, tonight we had our first preview of Paul's and Coach's show. So I'll give them the floor for a minute so they can speak about it, and we'll close out.
Well, it's going to be, kind of similar to what we've been talking about tonight. We're going to be talking through, different topics concerning personal growth and development. Certainly we've had a lot of experience in coaching, youth, adolescents, but also this is a show that can also benefit adults as well. So a lot of the mindset that we've been talking about tonight will be covered in this show. This is a show that's meant to be uplifting for those who really want to, certainly want to advance, want to go to the next level. We're going to be giving our perspectives, talking through different concepts. And so me and Coach, we're going to have this conversation going forward. And again, looking forward to hopefully a show that edifies and gets people thinking about, what I got to do next. And that's what we're going to be focused on. So, Coach.
Yeah, like Brother Bennett said, man, it's not going to be a show where we just telling you what to do and how to do it. We're just going to be dropping some nuggets, and you can apply those things to yourself, own life, to your young men, young women's lives. It's not. I think it's going to be sort of gender neutral. I don't think it's necessarily directed towards men specifically. Definitely, young women can use some of the little nuggets that we're going to be dropping on a weekly basis. Again, there's no one path to success or happiness. Just know that you do have options, and you have to explore all options before you choose. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, man. Tune in next. Was it next Thursday, ain't it, Mr. Bennett?
Next Thursday
Next
night,
Thursday night,
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard
So
Time.
look.
I'm gonna be going
looking
from my cabin. I told my wife what we're doing, and she's like, "Are you gonna go live from the cabin?" I said, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "No, go live."
Do it.
So
Do
yeah,
it.
I might, like I said, it might be a little background from my dog because it's gonna be a family thing. So, but I'm excited for it, man. We're gonna be up in the mountains. We got our little security set up for the house, so don't nobody come through here, man. You might not make it out alive, but hey, no, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Just for the next several weeks, man. If you ain't doing nothing, or if you got a young man, young woman that's just looking for a voice other than yours, then let them tune in, man. Let them chime in, man. And we love the feedback. And just go from there, man. We're going to provide information sometime on the go. But yeah, feel free to join in, anybody. You're on mute.
You're muted.
The mute mountain came over this platform.
Shut up. Hate that fucking thing. I'm actually I'm excited to see what these guys can offer. They're both knowledgeable. You saw one of the comments, Alicia. She thinks you should be a life coach. She's saying, Paul.
Well, I appreciate that. And I see, so she has a battle of her own, but certainly she has some motivation in terms of why she needs to keep battling. And so I appreciate that. And so definitely, if you find some time, definitely tune in. Hopefully you'll get some additional benefit out of what we're trying to offer. We're not trying to preach, but we're just coming back for what we know. So,
all right, guys. As always. Oh, before I go, Paul, last words.
I'm good. I think I've said everything. Yeah, that did speak.
Coach? Nope. Little Groot?
Bear Paul.
Okay, baby Groot. All right, guys. As always, this was Sports Institute Network. I am Ghost Spar. He is Mr. President. He is Coach. He is Baby Good. Stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.